All right, how's it going, everyone? My name is Amos. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 3. I'm going to be reading the Bible every day until I'm passionate again. I'm not trying to chase emotions. You know how, like, after a retreat or a good Sunday service, Easter service, you walk away with that high. That's emotional, right? I want consistency because I know discipline builds devotion, and then devotion brings passion. And it's because, like, about a week ago, I decided, dude, I'm sick of being lukewarm. I don't like where my walk with God is right now. So here we are. So episode 3. The book that I'm using, this devotional book, is Daily Moments of Strength. I think so far it's pretty good. Hopefully you agree. And this one is titled Know Your Neighbor. And it's from Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. Oh man, the old Mosaic laws. Do this, don't do that. Make sure your hair is like this. So, do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against a fellow Israelite, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Interesting. Anyways, what is the teaching here? The word neighbor is mentioned more than 130 times in the Bible. Among other things, we're told not to give false witness against our neighbors, which is Exodus chapter 20, verse 16, or covet our neighbor's house or wife, Deuteronomy 5:21. Covet is basically being envious or jealous of somebody else for what they have or who they are. And we're instructed to build up our neighbors for their good. Romans chapter 15, verse 2. And to love our neighbors as ourselves. That last one is probably the most famous. Jesus even used those words when he was asked about the greatest command in all of the Old Testament law. Matthew chapter 22, verse 39. Yet, despite the importance the Bible places on how we treat our neighbors, research shows that many of us don't really know our neighbors. Dude, I'm guilty. I don't know my neighbors. And how can we love our neighbors if we don't even know them? The Bible describes a neighbor in broad terms, including people in need whom we come across, not just people who live on our street. So I guess neighbor is a more wide encompassing description, not just people that live in our proximity or location. I guess that kind of changes things. Neighbor can also be like your coworker, the people that you meet or interact with in your daily commute to work or to school. When we concentrate on knowing and loving the people in our community, we too are blessed. Studies show that when we know our neighbors, we build a safer, stronger, healthier environment to live in. And the best part is that it doesn't take a lot of effort to get to know our neighbors. We just need to be friendly and say hello. Taking the initiative may stretch our comfort level a little, but it's the right thing to do. We may even make some new friends and find opportunities to share the gospel in the process. That is kind of an interesting concept. It's like in 2025, I mean, we're almost in 2026. We don't, especially as Americans, we don't really get to know about the families that live next door to us or across the street. We just kind of keep to ourselves, right? It's kind of might be a cultural thing. But the bottom line from this devotional is make it one of your resolutions, I guess, in this upcoming year, to know your neighbors better. It's not complicated. It just takes a little intentional effort. And I think this is something that hits home for me because it's something that I've been working on in my current season of life. Because I guess full transparency here, uh, the past like 3 to 4 years, dude, I've been in a really dark place, right? Super depressed, and it's because my life didn't exactly pan out the way that I expected it to. So super disappointed in who I am and where I am. And I guess I just that negative thinking day in and day out and ruminating on past decisions, I just became super upset and devastated about my situation. And ultimately, that resulted in me kind of like by choice isolating myself. I don't interact with people. I don't have friends. I don't hang out with people. I'm a homebody, so I realized like, dude, I if I were to pass away today, like people wouldn't even know and people wouldn't even care. To have that kind of impact is kind of weird, right? But I've been making I guess a conscious effort day in and day out to do something about it, right? Because that way of thinking and that way of living is so soul sucking. So I started to work out every day. I started to clean up my diet. I started to be strict when it comes to my sleep. And I started to eliminate everything, especially in my social media. Like I deleted all my personal social media accounts. Any sort of media, movie, music that feeds that sense of like sadness in me. I deleted all of it, blocked all of it. And obviously, it didn't happen overnight, but gradually over time, one day I woke up and I realized, like, dude, I'm not depressed anymore. I'm actually doing okay. Like, I'm feeling okay. And so, one ingredient that's still missing is I'm still very living in solitude, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not lonely. I'm not. How do I say this? I'm not missing community or anything, which is really weird for me to say because growing up, dude, I always had a big pool of friends. And like, no matter where I went, I was basically a chameleon. I could be friends with everybody. And to be this kind of person today is also kind of like, what the heck, dude? What happened? Well, I know what happened. Mental health, right? Um, and that's why, like, besides the point, no matter what you're going through and everything, it's not the end. You still have plenty of time, plenty of days to change what you don't like. And once I started working really hard at my craft towards my new career and everything, I'm pretty happy. I'm not even gonna lie, pretty happy. But anyways, past month and a half, I've been forcing myself. No one prescribed this to me. I've been doing it because I told you I'm being serious. I'm trying to get passionate again about my faith. And another way to do that is to get plugged into a church, right? So I started to pop in to a men's Bible study group. And even if I don't really say much, I think just being in an environment with a group of people, it's so healing for the soul. Because I think, God created us to be communal creatures, right? To purposefully isolate yourself from society and to just be alone all the time, I really don't think it's healthy. I think for some of us, it's good to detox, especially if you are bombarded with a lot of thoughts, opinions, and stressors. Like it's good to go into like a cabin in the woods or whatever for a weekend or for a season, but to do it month after month, year after year, I don't think that's good for you. Basically, that's what I did. It's not good. But ever since I started going to that, I realized I really missed the whole idea of friendship, confiding in someone, helping them out. And I think this devotional really hits home for me. I know I already said that, but it really does. But I think deeper than that, I don't think I could have loved my neighbor until I learned how to love myself. So I think I'm in a point in my life where I am finally repairing the damage that I did to myself, like thinking about, oh, my life sucks, and then making everything worse. After I started repairing myself and learning how to love myself, I think now I'm in a position where I can be a good friend, where I can properly love my neighbor. Because I think knowing myself in that state of mind, I don't think I would have been a good contributor, right? I think I would have been soul sucking, like complaining, cynical, negative, and I just would have been toxic. So, yeah, I mean, that's my takeaway from that. I definitely think I want to make an effort to make more small talk and just to help brighten up other people's days. I think I'm going to make that an intentional effort. That's my takeaway. But yeah, episode 3. Join me on this journey. I'm serious. I feel like all of us could benefit from additional, I guess, sessions of studying the word, right? So, anyways, I'll see you in episode 4.